to be competitive and successful.
It's been an honor. I transferred here through the half season, so I was kind of not entirely involved with the program. But coming in, they were all great. They were all receptive of me. Sorry, and it was a good experience.
I think it is that the team will just get better with time because we have a lot of freshmen, and also this is the first year of any of us really being together. Mostly, obviously, we have some guys that have played together here and there, but as a group, this is our first year playing together. So I think experience is a big thing, and also just everyone really understanding that at the Division II level, it is a lot heightened. The level of competition and skill is a lot greater than obviously than what we've seen before.
Every time we went into a program, there was never a team that was worse than us. There was never a team that was flat out better than us, although the scores might have shown otherwise, but it was all quality competition and it was all great games.
I guess I was not stunned with the high level of competition in the league. You know, growing up and when you're being recruited and when you're in high school looking at scores from colleges, you always see Mars Hill and you hear about Queens, you hear about all these teams that are doing well. Like, those are established programs down in the South. So I wasn't surprised as far as those games go, but as far as the whole league went, yeah, I'd just say I was surprised that, you know, that we didn't win like any games in the league. I was surprised with that because I thought that, you know, we definitely had a chance within our first year with all the talent we had here.
I've heard a little bit about there's some powerhouses still, even though this is the first year of the SAC conference. Teams like Queens and Catawba have been around for a while, and obviously I know that they have pretty good programs established. But then, say Lenore Ryan, this is only their fourth year of competition, and they're in the championship game. So I definitely think that the level of the SAC conference is probably underrated, and people that play in it actually get a chance to experience some really good lacrosse.
Yes, I believe I've had a down year, based on scoring, as far as scoring goes. You know, everyone would like to score more goals, and I mean, I haven't had the greatest year as far as scoring goes. I would have liked to have more goals, but maybe the transition to harder level, better players, faster game, that definitely made a difference.
What shooters really want to do is to hide the ball, change release point. It's kind of like a pitcher in baseball.
Right.
A different release point can kind of throw me off as a goalie, but really what we've emphasized this year working with the coaching is to just like get a good hard step to the ball, and that way even if I miss it with my stick, it'll just hit off my body. And while it could be, it's a little painful sometimes, it always feels good to make a save.
Yeah, it's an honor. I kind of wasn't expecting it, but was really appreciative of it. There was a couple guys in our team that even could have been in it, and it was just really a really good experience.
As a member of the first team of lacrosse program history, it makes me feel really good, actually. I really like it. It gives us a chance to set the standards that kids for years and years are going to have to adhere to, and I really like being able to be out there and play and lead by how I play and just be a leader on the field. And I feel like that's really an important thing, to just be poised at all times and be confident and ready to play.
I'm extremely proud to be on the inaugural team at Tusculum. You know, we got a great group of guys that I love playing with, and it's nice to know that, you know, you were the start of something, and it's something good to come, because I know this program is going to get better in the future.
In their own words, Jack Timerson, John Perucci, and Mitch Chapman on this 2014 season. Still to come when we return, I should say, here to Pioneer Field, a conversation with the head coach himself. That's Richard Carrington. That's when we return with more Tusculum lacrosse coverage here on the Pioneer Sports Network. Andrew Johnson Bank was founded on conservative banking principles. Over the last 30 years, they have steadily built their balance sheet and increased capital by following prudent lending principles and avoiding risky investments. In uncertain times, you can continue to count on Andrew Johnson Bank, your locally owned community bank. A strong heritage, a stronger future. Andrew Johnson Bank, Member FDIC. Sodexo, a world leader in food and facilities management services. Sodexo proudly serves Tusculum College and supports Pioneer football. Sodexo, making every day a better day.
That's a wrap, Scotty. Let's break for lunch, guys.
All right, it's boat time.
Cajun filet sandwich.
Welcome back into Pioneer Field, Tusculum versus Alderson Broaddus. Before the game, we had a chance to catch up with Tusculum head coach Richard Carrington.
Coach, I know that the SAC tournament has come and gone, and maybe disappointed that you guys didn't make that, because I think at the beginning of the year those were some of the expectations, and that should be the expectation, I think, every year. But as you look back and reflect, what were some of the key things you feel this team will really need to do a lot better in order to have that opportunity to play in that tournament?
I think first and foremost, playing with confidence, and I think that that playing with confidence piece that comes with not turning the ball over, that comes with being able to put the ball in the back of the net. Two things that coming into the season we felt that we'd be pretty good at, Ryan, and I guess coming now looking in 2020 hindsight, some of the things that we were probably the weakest at. So certainly, looking into next year, some things that we certainly want to improve on, for these guys, they've got to be able to put the ball in the back of the net. We probably shoot about 100 balls per practice, and that's just not enough. This year it's been a lot about defining what it is to be a collegiate lacrosse player, and in particular a collegiate lacrosse player here at Tusculum, finding out exactly what that is and everything that comes with. And I think that comes with I guess taking some time here, outside of practice to really get better. And we have a few guys do that, but we need more guys to do that. We have, walls around here, for the guys to hit and get better, for their stick skills. We have throwbacks that we purchased. We also have tons of lacrosse goals. We have more lacrosse goals than we need, here. So we have absolutely everything that we need in order to get better in terms of facilities and equipment standpoint. We just got to put the time in, because 100 balls of practice is just not enough, for us to shoot. We probably need to be shooting about 100 or rather 200 or 300 balls a day. So that's got to pick up, and I think with that added that added commitment to putting some extra time in, that's going to correlate directly to our stick skills too, and that's going to take away from some of the turnovers we had this season.
You mentioned time. Is it a time thing? Do you feel as if this team still needs time to mature, to create a chemistry? You bring in a lot of guys from a junior college level and mix that with a bunch of kids that are new to the collegiate game. Do you feel as if maybe the team needed that time this year to get more comfortable with each other?
Well, this is our second time putting the program together from scratch, and we kind of took a different strategy this time. Last time we did with all freshmen, and there was just no leadership, and there was. It took a while for guys to kind of understand exactly what it was to be a college student first and foremost, but then after that, what it was to be a college athlete. So this time we decided we wanted to bring in a heavy contingent of junior college players, junior college transfers. So we have a handful of juniors, and we have one senior on the team as well. But I guess what I can tell you is that there are no shortcuts to building that experience, because even though we do have some older guys in the team, at the end of the day, we're all first-year players. So we're all coming together for the first time, putting this thing together. And even though the season's it's pretty much gone, we have one game left here. I still can't say that or point to one guy and say that guy is the leader of our program. So certainly we need to go ahead and going into next year, find some guys that want to step up and assume leadership roles. We do certainly have some captains, some guys that handle a little bit more responsibility than others. But as far as that leader that steps up when the going gets tough, the guys that can kind of refocus us and rally us, that we're still kind of searching for. And I think that all kind of comes back to with us all being here for the very first time. Nobody wants to really step on anybody's toes yet. Nobody kind of wants to be the guy. And it's easy for coaches to do. That's our job. But at the same time, it just means an awful lot more coming from guys on the team when a coach doesn't have to speak up and say everything every single time. It needs to come from the players a lot as well. So certainly we'll be looking for more of that leadership going into year two, and as you kind of alluded to, that's going to take time.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned a lot about the offense when we opened up, and I say John Perucci faced a lot of shots this year. Could that be directly attributed to what the offense did or did not accomplish this year?
Yeah, it'd be very easy to kind of look at the scores of our games and say that well, defense was a problem. You guys are going up too many goals, but that's not accurate. I think that coming into the year, we had very, very big aspirations for our offense. We brought in a lot of big names offensively, guys who put up big numbers, whether it be their high school career or their junior college career. So we said, we can't do anything else. We're going to be able to score goals. But it really was our defense that I thought put together a pretty nice year. We knew that John Perucci would be strong for us in goal. He's coming off of a great career at the junior college level last year, where he led the nation in saves. So we knew there would be no fall off there. Some surprises for us would be Jake Smith. We knew he'd be a good player for us, but we didn't know he'd be the type of player that he turned out to be. Where we put Jake Smith on the opponent's best player every single game, and he pretty much handled that player for the duration of the game. And I guess the most recent instance being against Queens. Queens won our conference, and their best player of the year in our conference, Garrett Chan. Well, Jake Smith held him to one goal, and that one goal didn't occur on Jake Smith. That one goal occurred in.
Welcome into Pioneer Field. We go ahead and begin our broadcast here tonight as the Tusculum Pioneers and the Alderson Broaddus Battlers get set for action. Underway, the Pioneers will win the opening faceoff in the final game here of this season, and into the offensive half. The Pioneer offense attack. Jake Smith, the defenseman, Thomas Loud in the middle. Ben Boyd, the team's leading scorer out there as a starter, with David Fernandez in the attack, both in the attack. Tyler Schaefer, a defensive player. Ross Parsons in the midfield. Mitch Chapman, the all-conference selection in defense. Kellen Asmundsson rounding out the attackers for the Pioneers. Justin Albertson, the lone senior on this Pioneer team, in the start today in his 7th game for the Pioneers this season, as Albertson gets the start. And the man in between the pipes and net is John Perucci, the 6-foot junior out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So the Tusculum Pioneers already with Stephen Raimondi on the offensive attack for Tusculum, looking for the opening shot, getting it inside, and the opening shot actually is deflected and tipped away. It's been Boyd with that shot attempt. It'll be Fernandez who will save it. Look for Parsons. It's picked away. It's actually picked off, and a turnover caused for Alderson Broaddus. So now Fernandez, as he is close to the ball but can't pick it up, and it's nearly won by Ben Boyd. And Ben Boyd doing some outstanding work defensively on a couple of stick checks, knocked the ball away, and actually winning possession back for the Pioneers. Scoreless as we are just underway. Glad you could be with us here tonight from Pioneer Field, as we are delighted to bring you Tusculum Lacrosse. Of course, learning the game myself in the first season for Lacrosse here at Tusculum. Raimondi will work it, looking inside, and the shot as a penalty is actually going to be thrown, and it will go against Broaddus, and it may be excessive stick checking. Regardless, the Pioneers will play a man up as the shot attempt by the Tusculum Pioneers flying wide. I believe it was Timerson. Check that. That was Darren Wilson who took that shot just flying wide. So Wilson, one of those guys on this team, one of the top scorers on the team, 3rd in points scored with 19, but he is the team leader in assists with 10. And 3rd on the team in shot attempts coming into today with 54. So the Pioneers will play a man up, and that's kind of also a point of emphasis for Coach Carrington. They really didn't take advantage with the man up. Chapman will come up into the offensive end, and this will be Fernandez from behind the goal, shoots and scores, and the Pioneers take a 1-0 lead on the Battlers of Alderson Broaddus. Fernandez gets the goal. It will be his 11th of the season. Fernandez, a wonderful goal scorer in junior college. Fernandez, a 2-time junior college Region 3 selection, 2nd team selection, 75 goals in 2 seasons, scored 55 as a freshman in junior college. The face-off taken by Broaddus, so they'll take it into the offensive field. This will be Anthony Diaria, the 5'11 sophomore, with it in the offensive end. So the Pioneers, they've had a hard time scoring as of late. They were defeated 15-3 by Wingate. They were defeated 14-5 by Queens. In the last game that we had them here at home, defeated by Mars Hill 13-3. So a struggle just getting some goals. So opening offensive possession really for the Pioneers, saved by Ben Boyd with his good stick work, and then scoring on the man-up advantage as Fernandez comes from behind the goal and takes the shot point blank and beats the goaltender John McCullough. Starting for this Broaddus team, some have already made the change, like Diaria, and now Raimondi with the steal on the defensive side of the field, and quickly will make the change to the offensive end as the Pioneers back on the attack once again. But Damian Hall, Isaiah Sager, Jacob Fleckstein, Kirk Eade, John McAuliffe in the goal for Alderson Broaddus, Zach Rimkus, Joseph Ravenel, Kobe Coburn, Josh Jekyll, and Keir Young, the starters for Broaddus. And again, there have been some multiple changes already. And, of course, that first penalty big for the Pioneers, already with 3 shots in this game, and now a forced turnover. On the attack, the Pioneers. Shot attempt that this one will sail just wide for the Pioneers. On the shot, Timothy Drumtra, the freshman out of Fort Washington, Maryland. Pioneers will still keep possession, and Sean Gilbane, the junior, with it here on this left side in the offensive end. Gilbane on the attack, right in front of the circle, shoots and scores. A penalty comes down, and he may have been across the line in the crease, and the goal may not count. No, they're going to count it. They're going to say the penalty, the infraction occurred after the shot. So the goal is scored by Gilbane. Gilbane with his 3rd goal of the season. And they're going to wave off the flag and say the shot was taken prior, and it's a 2-0 game as Sean Gilbane just on the attack from the left side, and they beat Jake McCullough.
Goal scored by number 7, Sean Gilbane.
Great start for this Tusculum lacrosse team here. Just exactly what they needed as well. It's just a team that has been a little bit unlucky as of late. Opening faceoff, Thomas Loudon out there on the faceoff. Still loose. Still it's loose. Still it's loose. And it's finally going to be picked up by Ross Parsons, who breaks out of the pack. Ben Boyd and Fernandez. Goal! Boyd to Fernandez, and Fernandez has 2 goals right off the get-go, and Ben Boyd with his 7th assist of the year, and the Pioneers build a 3-0 lead.
Pioneer goal scored by number 31, Pete Fernandez. Assist number 22, Ben Boyd.
So Boyd gets the assist on the goal by Fernandez, and the Pioneers off and running in a big way here early in this first quarter. 11-12 left in the first, and it's 3-0 Tusculum. Another face-off win by the Pioneers. That's Thomas Loudon. Loudon will go backwards to Chapman, who quickly finds Parsons and takes it into the offensive side. So the Pioneers decked out in the orange with the white numbers, which for me personally, it's just a whole lot better. And leading it 3-0. A Tusculum team with 2 goals from a guy that they really needed to score this year, and getting that done in Fernandez. Fernandez hasn't had a problem scoring, but again, 75 goals in 2 years in junior college. And now a quick shot and save, Kellen Asmundson, and the save made by McAuliffe. Looking for the clear, the ball yet to be picked up, and finally it will be by Kobe Coburn, who will go back to his goaltender McAuliffe, who will look to make the midfield pass. Now into the offensive side. On the attack is going to be Nicholas Williams. Williams will take it in for Broaddus, who will set up on the offensive end. Already with a turnover and yet to record a shot so far. Pioneers have 7 shots, and now a near miscue picked up right at the midfield line, and a lot of contact from Coogan Lethco, but Broaddus will keep possession in their offensive end. Joseph Ravenel, this will be Williams. Williams, one of the top scorers on this team, 11 goals, 3 assists, and 14 points, will look to attack. Pioneers looking just for some minor things, and the finishing that conversation with Coach Richard Carrington. He wants a lot of things to improve. Their slide, he wants the turnovers to cut down, he wants more shots, wants to get a whole lot more shots. On an attack, this is going to be Isaiah Sager, and Sager will look to shoot and score. And Alderson Broaddus sneaking one by John Perucci, and that's a little bit of what Coach Carrington was talking about. Let's improve our slide. Let's improve our defensive stance. Let's improve a lot of the things that we do defensively, although it's been a very positive side of this lacrosse team this year, their defense. But the goal scored by Isaiah Sager, and Sager on the board with his 3rd goal this year, his 7th point. So it's a 3-1 Tusculum lead. And after a very inauspicious start for the Alderson Broaddus lacrosse team, face off out of bounds, out of play, and awarded to the Pioneers. It is a 3-1 score and a 3-1 lead for the Pioneers. A shot attempt from the point taken by Timerson, knocked away by McCullough, and the ball will go out of bounds, and Tusculum will have possession, picked up quickly by Asmundson. Asmund says, let me check the ball, let me check the stick, and so they do. Our officials today, that's Dean Rivkin, who was talking with Kellen Asmundson, Mitch Peterson, and Larry Griswold, our officials today. 3-1 Tusculum, 8:40 to play here in this opening quarter of action at Pioneer Field. Tusculum's Timothy Drumtra on the right side, looking to attack from the point, knocked off his feet on a body check, losing the ball momentarily, still loose. Bodies all around the ball for the Battlers, and finally it's going to be picked up by Jacob Fleckstein, and a penalty. A lot of stick checking going on, and a flag was thrown on the play, and we'll see. It's going to be a push.
Tusculum penalty against number 7, Sean Gilbane, 30 seconds.
Gilbane is going to be sent to the penalty box for 30 seconds. So Alderson Broaddus with a man-up advantage. Tusculum this year in the man-up percentage, they only had 10 man-up goals this year, which was 7th in the league, and they only had 4 in league games. Now Alderson Broaddus a man-up. Connor Abrams from the point with the shot, and it sails by Perucci on the near side and will go out of play. Picked up by the goal scorer in this game for the Battlers, Isaiah Sager. Near side, Keir Young. Young, who, according to Coach Carrington, has a cannon, will go behind the goal. Behind the goal is Williams. And now the penalty ends, and we're even strength. Three to 1 Tusculum. On the attack, Ravenel with the shot and a goal. Blowing it right by John Perucci. And from the left side, just let it fly. And Alderson Broaddus is to within 1 after 3 unanswered. A 3-2 lead right now for the Tusculum Pioneers. First quarter, Tusculum leading at 3-2, 7:08 to play here in this opening frame. And the Pioneers win the faceoff. This will be Ross Parsons. And off the field will go Timothy Loudon, or I should say Thomas Loudon, and then back onto the field. Looks as if that's Boyd who's back on. Parsons still with it on the stop. He'll take the shot, sneak it by the left foot of the goalkeeper, John McCullough, and Ross Parsons is on the board, and the Pioneers in the 2 unanswered, and Ross Parsons with his first goal this year.
Goal scored by number 66, Ross Parsons.
Parsons put it low, and I guess it was the right foot of McCullough. And Parsons on his 9th shot of the season gets his first goal of the year to go along with 2 assists, and the Pioneers lead it now by a score of 4-2. Still in the first quarter, so good action going on right now between these two offensively. Pioneers force a turnover. Nice work by Coogan Lethko forcing the turnover, and now on the clear, here come the Pioneers to the offensive field. 6:25 left here in this opening quarter. This will be Jack Timerson. Timerson gets around the defender. Stick check. Fernandez, easy goal. Hat trick for Fernandez already, as Jack Timerson with his 10th assist this season and 3rd goal of the game for David Fernandez, his 13th goal of the season. And the 2 junior college offensive standouts from a year ago hooking up for the team's 5th goal here in this opening quarter. 6:18 left in this opening quarter. Another face-off attempt for Loudon. This time will be taken by the Battlers, but the two wingmen come in, force the turnover, and Loudon with yet another face-off. Loudon, who has taken over for Kleinberg in that regard. This will be Jake Smith. He'll let one fly, and the Pioneers will keep possession. Smith coming from the defensive end. He says, hey, why not? Why don't I get involved in some of this? Only his 4th shot of the year. He does have a goal to his credit this season. Fernandez, a big body with the bouncer that will bounce by the goal near side and go out of play, and it'll be picked up by Ben Boyd, and the Pioneers resume in the offensive end. Boyd picked up by Fleckstein behind the goal. Now on the right side will be Jack Timerson. Timerson defended by Josh Gray. Timerson hooking up with Fernandez on the team's last goal, and the Pioneers who lead it by a count of 5-2. 5.5 left here in the first quarter. This is Kellen Asmundson. Asmundson, the coach's son, with the look to Sean Gilbane, and they can't connect. The ball is scooped up out of play and thrown out of play by the Battlers, but good defensive work by Kobe Coburn. Tusculum leading 5-2. After scoring the first 3, the Battlers came back and scored 2 straight, but it has been the David Fernandez show. 3 goals to his credit. Shot attempt by Timerson, and this one will sail wide and go out of play, and the Pioneers will keep possession. Asmundson from behind the goal. Asmundson, who has Boyd to his left, will go to Gilbane. Gilbane, a goal scorer in this one as well. Behind the goal, looking to attack, now looking for help, and that's Fernandez who has his 4th. David Fernandez point blank, and the Pioneers jump out to a 6-2 lead.
Pioneer goal number 31, David Fernandez. Assisted by number 7, Sean
Timeout
Gilbane.
is going to be asked for, and we will step aside and take that timeout as well. We'll return to Pioneer Field right after this. Tusculum leading it 6-2.
That's a wrap, Scotty. Let's break for lunch, guys.
All right, it's boat time.
Cajun filet sandwich.
Right here.
Hey, I had a Cajun filet sandwich.
Hey, relax, man. We got more. Smoked sausage biscuit.
That's me.
But you have a Cajun filet sandwich.
So what's your point?
Man, you can't have breakfast and lunch together. That doesn't work.
Works for me. I call it brunch.
Head to Bojangles and try our seasoned hickory-flavored smoked sausage on a made-from-scratch biscuit for just 99 cents. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Creekside Market has 3 locations in southern Greene County to serve. So while you're traveling to or from any game, stop by and pick up a Hunt Brothers pizza for those football Friday nights or Saturday afternoons. Creekside Market just off the 107. Locations on the Asheville Highway, Camp Creek, and the Irwin Highway. Creekside Markets in Greene County. Alderson Broaddus asking for the timeout. And the Pioneers leading at 6-2. Some of the numbers, Tusculum out shooting Alderson Broaddus 13-3. 6 ground balls to Alderson Broaddus 4. Face-offs a key as well. Tusculum has won 6 of 8. Each team has a penalty, and Tusculum cutting down on the turnovers, just 2, but Alderson Broaddus with 4. Thomas Loudon in the middle, and this time it'll be won cleanly on the face-off by Jake Jekyll, and then Jekyll losing it into the Pioneer offensive end. It'll be picked up, however, by the Battlers' Joel Hicks. Hicks will take it into the offensive side. This is Jekyll to Ravenel, and Ravenel, goal scorer here in this game for Alderson Broaddus, puts it back to the point, with Tusculum leading it 6-2. From the right wing, goal scorer in this game, Isaiah Sager, will throw it back to the point. On the attack from the right side, Joel Hicks. Hicks will go behind the goal, checked there by Ross Parsons. Parsons, who has his first goal of the season. We're under 4 to play in the quarter. Hicks losing it, knocked away as it's stick checked out of his possession, but it's picked up by the Battlers' Williams. Williams trying to get a shot away, and his stick is knocked from his possession. The Pioneers force the turnover and a long outlet on the clear to Jake Smith. On the attack, this will be Ben Boyd. Boyd side of the goal to Fernandez, his 5th. Outstanding possession led by the defense, and I believe it was Ross Parsons who got that all started. And then Asmundson going across the goal, across the crease to Fernandez, and Fernandez has his 5th goal of the game.
Goal by number 31, David Fernandez. Assist number 91, Calvin Asmundson.
Pioneers lead it 7-2. 15 goals on the year, 5 of them coming in this game for David Fernandez. Big majority of his goals this year have come at home, but the defensive work jarring the ball free and doing it once again. Pioneers force yet another turnover. Justin Albertson forcing that turnover, and the Pioneers with the ball back. Offensive attack has been the key for Tusculum here today. 15 shots on goal for Tusculum. And now a quick strike down the right wing into the offensive end by Gilbane. Gilbane behind the goal, being watched by Kirk Eade. Eade, the young sophomore out of Clayton, California, out of Berean Christian. Gilbane, as we go under 3 minutes to play, and the Pioneers hold a 7-2 lead. Boyd shoots it off the top of the crossbar. Loose ball is picked up by Timerson as he goes with the low shot, but missing wide and out of play, but Ben Boyd closest to it as it goes out. Pioneers keep possession. On the right side, this is Timothy Drumtra. From the right wing, 2.5 on the clock, looking to attack. Drumtra to Boyd, tried to shovel it off, and the pass is deflected there by Connor Abrams. And then being knocked out of play are the Pioneers. The ball is loose. What are they going to say? Who are they going to award the ball to? Pioneers have it. 7-2 Tusculum, 2:15 on the clock opening quarter. Drumter just took a huge checked once again. That's Connor Abrams. Abrams, 6'2 freshman out of British Columbia against Drumter, the freshman out of Fort Washington, Maryland. Fernandez, who has 5 goals, just been hanging out on the right side of the goal much of this game, and very effective with the 5 goals. Drumtra gets to the top and lets one fly, and that one will go out of play. Pioneers on the offensive end. This has basically been the story of the first quarter. Tried that little shovel pass, Kellen Asmundson, and this is going to be Gilbane, and this one will fly out of play. Closest to it will be Alderson Broaddus. McCullough from out of his goal mouth, getting closest to that one, and so the Battlers finally get a stop. Shannon Richardson has just come onto the field for the Battlers. Williams with it in the middle of the field, gets the clear and takes it to the offensive side. Ravenel, goal scorer for Alderson Broaddus. Ravenel, the team's leading scorer, now with 18 goals on the year, leading point getter as well, 24 points and 6 assists. As we approach a minute to play in the quarter, Williams with the shot. It'll bounce over the stick of Perucci and out of play and nearly out of Pioneer Field. The Battlers stay on the offensive end. Ravenel. Ravenel to Sager. Back to Ravenel. On that right side, now back out to Richardson. Again, Shannon Richardson, a 5'6 sophomore out of Staten Island, New York. Worked on by Gilbane. Left side, shot blowing by Perucci. Great shot as Joel Hicks let it fly. Hicks now with his 5th goal this season. And Alderson Broaddus, with 40 seconds to play in the quarter, is back on the board after they had scored 2 straight to cut it to 3-2. The Pioneers extending that lead to 7-2. Total domination by the Pioneers so far. But Alderson Broaddus, when they have taken shots, pretty effective. I believe that's 5 shots, now 3 goals for Alderson Broaddus, who have cut it to a 4-point deficit here with 40 seconds to play in the quarter. Faceoff taken by the Pioneers. And Coogan Lethco. Lethco, the freshman from St. Augustine, Florida. And a timeout asked for by the Pioneers, Coach Carrington. So we'll take the timeout as well and return to Pioneer Field right after this. Here in the first quarter, Tusculum leading 7-3. Andrew Johnson Bank was founded on conservative banking principles. Over the last 30 years, they have steadily built their balance sheet and increased capital by following prudent lending principles and avoiding risky investments. In uncertain times, you can continue to count on Andrew Johnson Bank, your locally owned community bank. A strong heritage, a stronger future. Andrew Johnson Bank, member FDIC. Sodexo, a world leader in food and facilities management services. Sodexo proudly serves Tusculum College and supports Pioneer football. Sodexo, making every day a better day. Welcome back into Pioneer Field. Timeout is over with. Pioneers out shooting Alderson Broaddus 19-5 in this one, but of the 19 shots, 7 goals. The 5 shots, 3 goals for Alderson Broaddus. So final 30 seconds here of the quarter, and this will be Darren Wilson. Wilson to Boyd lets one fly, and it's saved by McCullough on that near side. So the Battlers with an opportunity. Final 15 seconds of the quarter. Can they get something on the board? Joel Hicks will take it to the offensive end, defended out of play nicely by Coogan Lethco. And the Battlers are going to have possession. Ravenel has it knocked away. The clock continues to run. And Coach Carrington wants an explanation. And I'm assuming that there has been a timeout that has been asked for. In the final 1.2 timeout, we'll take that and we'll return here in just a moment to Pioneer Field as Tusculum continues to lead by a score of 7-3.
That's a wrap, Scotty. Let's break for lunch, guys.
All right, it's boat time.
Cajun filet sandwich.
Right here.
Hey, I had a Cajun filet sandwich.
Hey, relax, man. We got more. Smoked sausage biscuit.
That's me.
But you have a Cajun filet sandwich.
So what's your point?
Man, you can't have breakfast and lunch together. That doesn't work.
Works for me. I call it brunch.
Head to Bojangles and try our seasoned hickory-flavored smoked sausage on a made-from-scratch biscuit for just 99 cents. Bojangles, it's boat time.
Sodexo, a world leader in food and facilities management services. Sodexo proudly serves Tusculum College and supports Pioneer football. Sodexo, making every day a better day. Back here at Pioneer Field, where the timeout over the final, they're going to put a few seconds back up on the clock. 9 seconds back on the clock for the Alderson Broaddus Battlers. 20 shots for the Pioneers, 5 for the Battlers. And here in the final seconds, we'll try to get another one. Ravenel from the top, and this will be Connor Abrams. And Abrams will bounce this one over Perucci with just under 3 seconds. Williams. Nicely defended, saved by Perucci right at the horn, and that will end the opening quarter. At the end of the first quarter, it's the Tusculum Pioneers 7, the Alderson Broaddus Battlers 3, as you listen to Pioneer Lacrosse here on the Pioneer Sports Network. Andrew Johnson Bank was founded on conservative banking principles. Over the last 30 years, they have steadily built their balance sheet and increased capital by following prudent lending principles and avoiding risky investments. In uncertain times, you can continue to count on Andrew Johnson Bank, your locally owned community bank. A strong heritage, a stronger future. Andrew Johnson Bank, member FDIC. Creekside Market has 3 locations in southern Greene County to serve, so while you're traveling to or from any game, stop by and pick up a Hunt Brothers Pizza for those football Friday nights or Saturday afternoons. Creekside Market, just off the 107, locations on the Asheville Highway, Camp Creek, and the Irwin Highway. Creekside Markets in Greene County. Start of the second quarter. We welcome you back into Pioneer Field. Brian Staten, glad to be bringing you this one. Learning a lot about it. David Fernandez, 5 goals in the opening quarter. Sean Gilbane, Ross Parsons, each with a goal. Joel Hicks, Isaiah Sager, Joe Ravenel for the Battlers, each with a goal in that opening frame. Tusculum out shooting Alderson Broaddus 20-7 and 10-5 shots on goal. Another face-off one for the Pioneers. That's been very successful for them now, 8 of 12. And the Pioneers looking to get it to the offensive field. They do, but losing possession is Justin Albertson, but it's going to be picked up and carried in by Thomas Loudon. Loudon, who will slip and fall on the natural turf here at Pioneer Field, regathering his balance and throwing it back out to a goal scorer in this one, Ross Parsons. Back on is Kellen Asmundson as Albertson will go off. Also going off is Thomas Loudon. Wilson out there with Ben Boyd, Fernandez, who has been big. Stephen Raimondi back out there as well. And from the left side is Parsons. Parsons looking for the screen. Comes to Raimondi near sides. The Pioneers moving from left to right as you view it. Just underway here in the second quarter. Tusculum leading it. I can put that up for you by a score of 7-3. Here's a shot. One of those submarine-style shots taken by the Pioneers' Ross Parsons, and this one will sail over the goal, but Fernandez was back there. On the attack, the Pioneers, this will be Darren Wilson. Wilson lets one fly, and this time the goalkeeper out quickly, and will gain possession for the Battlers. 7-3 Tusculum here, 13:41 in this opening quarter. Or I should say the opening half into the second quarter now. On the clear, the pass not connected, and a turnover is picked up by Jake Smith. Yet another ground ball for Jake Smith, 41 of them coming into the season, or coming into this game for the season. Point blank shot, turn, and a goal. Benjamin Thompson, the freshman from Lake Monticello, Virginia, with the goal and celebrating as if it is his first. And, well, wouldn't you know it, it is.
Your goal scorer number 12, Benjamin Thompson.
Benjamin Thompson with the goal. A nice move on a pirouette right in front of the goalkeeper, John McCullough. And infraction on the faceoff, and it'll be awarded to the Battlers. Josh Jekyll will take it into the offensive field for the Battlers, and he'll take it on behind the goal. Ravenel, that goal set up on the turnover on the long outlet attempt. Here's Richardson being stick-checked by Ryan Hill. And a turnover, Mitch Chapman, all-conference second-team selection, long outlet to Jake Smith. Smith will carry it across, looking for the shot. No, he's looking point blank, and on the quick stick, the goal is scored by Kellen Asmundson. Smith from the left wing and Asmundson all in one motion with the shot and the goal, and Kellen Asmundson scores his 19th goal of the season, second on the team in that category. Jake Smith delivering the assist. Benjamin Thompson scored just moments ago his first goal of the season on only his third shot, and now the Pioneers out to a 9-3 lead. 12.5 to play. I had 91. 12:24 here in the second quarter. Did you have 91? Yeah. No, yeah, me too. From the left side, this will be Joel Hicks. Hicks will hold it and be fronted by Thomas Loudon. Hicks will back it up. Pioneers jumped out to a 3-0 lead, and then the Battlers cut it to 3-2, where the Pioneers scored 4 unanswered before yet another goal. And now the Pioneers have scored a couple unanswered, and now Alderson Broaddus, so at yet another turnover. That's been their problem today, 9 turnovers here in the game. And Mitch Chapman, long pass into the offensive field. Body checked off of the ball was Gilbane and saved nicely, but can Gilbane come up and pick it up? Gilbane going at it with Damian Hall, and the Pioneers turn it over. Quickly into the offensive end comes Jacob Flexstein. Flexstein, Ravenel to Kier Young. Young, Connor Abrams behind the goal. Pardon me, that's going to be Isaiah Sager, goal scorer today. Sager behind the goal. Young, 6'5" freshman out of British Columbia. Young looking to attack. And Jake Smith going to take this assignment. Nice job by Smith keeping him away. Young trying to gain position. Perucci with the nice save, and the ground ball unable to be picked up by Smith initially. They still fight for it, still battling for it, and the Pioneers come away with it. Perucci looks for the outlet and will get it into the hands of the Pioneers' Wilson. Or is that Timerson? Timerson on the attack for Tusculum. Looks for the shot, and it's deflected down, picked up by Fernandez. Fernandez goes to the left side, and the Pioneers will set up an offensive attack. Asmundson back to Parsons. Timerson will come off. Timerson, the Newark, New York product. Led junior college in scoring 82 goals in 2013. Scored 113 goals in just 2 seasons at Finger Lakes. He's had a rough go of it, as you heard in the piece prior to our coverage, our broadcast game, actual. He talked about the frustration as the shot attempt by Darren Wilson will sail high of the goal, but Fernandez was back there for the Pioneers. 9-3 Tusculum as we go now under 10 to play here in the second quarter. Tusculum out shooting at the Battlers 25-8. Wilson gets the shot away and beats McCullough stick side. Goal by the Pioneers. Wilson just letting that one fly point blank. Wilson's the 10th goal of the year as Ross Parsons getting the assist. And the Pioneers add to their lead by a score of 10-3. 9:47 left in the second. A welcome sight for this Pioneer team who had a combined 11 goals through the last 3 games. Ball picked up by the Battlers and into the offensive field. This will be Anthony Diaria. Diaria back out to the point. And this is Kirk Eade. Back on is Connor Abrams. He and Eade play catch and now switch. Abrams with the shot, and nice save by Perucci right at the ankles. Sets up the outlet feed to Tyler Schaefer. Schaefer to the offensive end. Still on the attack. Chapman, what a shot. Just letting it fly, hitting the bar and caroming all the way to midfield where it's going to be picked up by the Pioneers, Thomas Loudon. But Mitch Chapman with the long stick let that one fly, gained a lot of velocity, and it hit the far side post and bounced and caromed all the way to midfield. So Chapman will come off, and back on will come Timerson. Chapman, the only all-conference selection this year, and the D1 transfer to the Pioneers this season. Glad to have him out of Bryant University. This is Timerson. Can he get going? And on the scoring column, he'll let one fly, but it's grabbed right out of the air. Nice save by Josh McCullough. So McCullough with the save. And Alderson Broaddus still trailing 10-3 as we approach 8 minutes left here in the second quarter. The clear and into the offensive field. They're going to call a penalty on, I think, maybe Brad Sage. This is Isaiah Sager. Sager with 7:45 here on the clock. Abrams from the top. Abrams attack, looks for the shot, and beats Perucci, or did it? No, it did not. Actually, the side, are they awarding that? No, they will not. It did hit the side of the goal, but there is a penalty. And coming off, and I believe into an offsides whistled against the Pioneers. Second man advantage.
Number 9, Brad Sage, 30 seconds for offside.
So just a 30-second penalty here for the Pioneers. So the man up for Alderson Broaddus. The shot by Abrams hit the side of the goal. Here's Kier Young, Ravenel skipping it left side, getting the shot away, but missing the target, and will go out of play. Alderson Broaddus will keep it again with the man up for just a few more seconds. 7:20 here in the second quarter. Sager behind the goal. Ravenel from the left wing lets it fly, and this one may have deflected and goes out of play. 5 seconds on the penalty. 7:09 in the quarter. Sager behind the goal. The penalty is over, and joining the play and the turnover that will come all the way to midfield. Bad pass. The connection from Sager was looking, I believe, for Joel Hicks. Here comes Stephen Raimondi into the offensive field for the Pioneers. He'll take it down the right side with Fernandez setting up behind the goal. Ben Boyd straight in front. Mitch Chapman out there as well for the Pioneers. And I believe Ross Parsons and Asmundson. Now it'll be Chapman who will come out in favor of Darren Wilson. So Raimondi behind the goal. He has Ben Boyd back there with him, and now Boyd switching places from the left side to the right side. Raimondi still with it. Raimondi looking for a shot, rubbed off nicely, and the shot attempt will sail wide. Pioneers keep possession as Boyd was back there. Nice job by Connor Abrams, body checking on Stephen Raimondi. Raimondi very active today, the junior out of Amherst, New York. 10-3 Tusculum. The scoring has slowed to a snail's pace here in the second quarter. After it was the David Fernandez show in the first, he scored 5 goals in the first quarters. The Pioneers led it 7-3. This one will sail out of play, and actually on the shot attempt by the Pioneers, Boyd closest. Here's Darren Wilson. Wilson on the right, defended by Hicks. As we have gone under 6 to play here in the second quarter. Wilson. And we've got a Pioneer in the crease and a turnover on Tusculum. Into the offensive field, slipping and falling down is Anthony Diaria, and Diaria turns it over. Ground ball picked up by Parsons. Parsons on the long pass. Up ahead is Chapman. Chapman wants to let it fly. Point blank, easy goal. Kellen Asmundson. Asmundson with the little, I'm going to go low, fake you out, make you go down, and then put it high, finishing in the upper 90. And the Pioneers on the board again as Asmundson scores his second. Nice look by Mitch Chapman.
will go by number 91, Helen Asmundson. This number 77, Mitch Chapman.
Pioneers haven't scored at double figures this season in any of their losses this year. But their last double-figure game came against Post, an 11-6 win. Pioneers with 11 goals here today. We have yet to reach halftime. Another turnover. The Pioneers force it, Jake Smith, and then the ground ball picked up by Smith. Perucci, the long outlet may have short. Yeah, it's too short. It's going to be picked off by Kirk Eade. Eade looking for the attack, and then it's going to be picked off on the long stick by Tyler Schaefer. Schaefer will carry it in. Schaefer to the right, and a quick shot that'll be deflected out of play. And the ball will be picked up by the Pioneers. The official on that near side, Mitch Peterson, said, no, that's Pioneers. 4:45 left in this second quarter. Tusculum leading 11-3. And miscommunication, or just a lack of concentration for the Pioneers as they'll commit the turnover. Their 6th of the game, as Timerson just couldn't get it into the pocket. So Alderson, Broaddus, Williams will take it into the offensive field. Watch by Schaefer. Williams on the attack, point blank, right around Perucci, and scores. Did he get into the crease? No, they're going to say it's a goal. So Williams with the goal, and Nicholas Williams, 12th of the year, his first of the game. And Alderson Broaddus back on the board. Nicholas Williams, the freshman from Blowing Rock, North Carolina. And he just got around Schaefer, went right to the front and put it real low, and Perucci unable to keep it out of the goal. Kind of bounced straight up and hit just under the crossbar. As it is 11-4 here in the second, 4:21, and a penalty. And Alderson Broaddus knows that this is going to go against them. Might have gotten the stick up a bit too high. Unsure. Didn't see it, quite honestly. Fernandez will have the ball in the cross as this man-up advantage for the second time in the game will go for Tusculum.
Alderson Broaddus penalty number 9, Isaiah Sager. 30 seconds for delay of game.
Delay of game for Alderson Broaddus. Just a 30-second man advantage. Fernandez will begin the man advantage with his team up 11-4, and Fernandez 5 of those 11 goals. Play behind the goal. This is Wilson. Wilson to Ben Boyd. Boyd has Timerson on the quick stick with the goal. And Jack Timerson, talking with him a bit earlier this week about, are you frustrated with the lack thereof of goals this year? And he says, quite honestly, yeah. His 9th, his first today, and a good look by Ben Boyd.
Here, man of goals for number 92, Jack Timerson. This is number 22, Ben Boyd.
Boyd with the assist. A good point day for Ben Boyd as well, the point leader on this team. I believe I've got him for 3 assists, 22 goals coming into today. And the face-off won. Pioneers' second man-up goal in the game. They lead it 12-4. And again, that was something they didn't do very well this year. And now another turnover by Alderson Broaddus. Josh Gray, a bad pass as he was looking to this near side, the left side, for Kirk Eade. Ross Parsons with the goal today. We'll take it to the offensive field for Tusculum. This will be Darren Wilson. Tusculum out shooting Alderson Broaddus 33-13. Is it Raimondi who comes back in, and on the right side, Wilson holding it. Fakes the handoff as Wilson will keep it from the top. To the left side is Asmundson. Raimondi from the right side. Fernandez in front on that right post and now switches sides. He scored 4 of his 5 goals just like that, just right there on that post. That last man-up advantage was well done by the Pioneers. They came from the back of the goal. And now Raimondi still working from behind the goal. Nice defense, and the shot attempt, a sidearm shot attempt that will sail wide, and Ben Boyd will pick it up from behind the goal. Pioneers keep possession as we now move under 3 to play here in this second quarter of action. Wilson, body check by Abrams. Stick check. The ball comes free, but there to pick it up is Ben Boyd. Boyd back out to the top. Raimondi. Raimondi, a little daylight to Fernandez. No, it goes by him and into the goal. Stephen Raimondi, it looked as if he was looking for the pass to Fernandez, and Fernandez let it go, almost a dummy, and it slips by McCullough for the Pioneers' 13th goal of the game. Stephen Raimondi. That's his 6th goal this year. And the Pioneers lead at 13-4. Second most goals scored this season for this Pioneer team. The most came against Lees-McRae in the home opener all the way back February 19th when they won that one 23-6. On the faceoff, this is Coogan Lethko. And Lethko with the long stick. Actually doing a pretty good job winning it. The wings come in, and it's going to be picked up by Timerson. Timerson will get it into the offensive field as he runs by Josh Gray. And then just kind of a little get off me, little shove, and Gray falls to the ground. And that gets the attention of the faithful here at Pioneer Field. Sean Gilbane back on the field. Gilbane to Fernandez. Fernandez with the quick turnaround shot on the ground is picked up by McCullough. And then the clear attempt is going to fail for the most part as Fernandez is over there to knock it free, not once but twice. And the ball awarded to the Pioneers back to Ben Boyd. Nice bit of work by Fernandez, Boyd, and Gilbane. As we're under 2 minutes left here in this second quarter. 13-4 Pioneers. Drumtra from this near side on the attack. Gilbane is out there with Asmundson, Timerson, and Fernandez. Drumtra lets one fly, and it sneaks by McCullough. Upper 90 left side as Timothy Drumtra is on the board. Drumtra with his first goal this season.
Find your goal scored by number 8, Timothy Drumtra.
14-4 Tusculum. And Josh McCullough, 91 goals allowed this year, 83 saves, getting his 7th start, or at least his 7th game. It's been goalkeeper by committee for Alderson Broaddus this year. Another face-off won by the Pioneers. Ross Parsons in the offensive field. Parsons to Ben Boyd. Under a minute to play here in this opening half. Pioneers looking to close out the first half on a positive note. That would be putting the ball in the net. Boyd. Still Boyd bulges the onion bag and then takes a cross check and then has a few words back. Anthony Diaria with the cross check across the chin of Ben Boyd as he just blistered the net. And the Pioneers lead at 15-4 on Ben Boyd's 23rd goal of the year. Well, and the amazing part is another face-off win, and there's plenty of time for yet another goal for the Pioneers. 36 seconds left in the half. Face-off. Is it Lethko who picked it up? It's still loose on the ground, and the ground ball picked up by Ben Boyd, the goal scorer. Boyd looks at the clock, realizes 25 seconds. Boyd, nice little cut from the point. Lets it fly, and this one will take a deflection out of play. 17 seconds as it deflects up over the goal, and a timeout to be asked for by the Pioneers. Tusculum on the attack here in this second quarter, and with 17 seconds left, we'll take the timeout. We'll return to Pioneer Field after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
That's a wrap, Scotty. Let's break for lunch, guys.
All right, it's boat time.
Cajun filet sandwich.
Right here.
Hey, I had a Cajun filet sandwich.
Hey, relax, man. We got more. Smoked sausage biscuit.
That's me.
But you have a Cajun filet sandwich.
So what's your point?
Man, you can't have breakfast and lunch together. That doesn't work.
Works for me. I call it brunch.
Head to Bojangles and try our seasoned hickory-flavored smoked sausage on a made-from-scratch biscuit for just 99 cents. Bojangles, it's boat time.
Creekside Market has 3 locations in southern Greene County to serve. So while you're traveling to or from any game, stop by and pick up a Hunt Brothers pizza for those football Friday nights or Saturday afternoons. Creekside Market just off the 107. Locations on the Asheville Highway, Camp Creek, and the Irwin Highway. Creekside Markets in Greene County. Out of the timeout, the Pioneers with just seconds left in the half. Ben Boyd, 6 seconds. Boyd with 4. With 2, looking for Fernandez. Actually, it's going to be plucked out of the air by Asmundson. His shot is off the side and no good, and that will end the first half. Pioneers, though, with an exceptional second quarter as they pace themselves, outscoring Alderson Broaddus 8-1 in the second quarter. Outshooting Alderson Broaddus 40-13 in the first half. And doing a nice job in the face-off circle on the clears and limiting their turnovers. All things that Coach Richard Carrington wanted to do here in this final game of 2014. We are at the half, and we'll come back just before the start of the second half to give you some of the numbers here as the Tusculum Pioneers lead this one by a score of 15-4. Back to Pioneer Field after this here on the Pioneer Sports Network. Andrew Johnson Bank was founded on conservative banking principles. Over the last 30 years, they have steadily built their balance sheet and increased capital by following prudent lending principles and avoiding risky investments. In uncertain times, you can continue to count on Andrew Johnson Bank, your locally owned community bank. A strong heritage, a stronger future. Andrew Johnson Bank, member FDIC. Sodexo, a world leader in food and facilities management services. Sodexo proudly serves Tusculum College and supports Pioneer football. Sodexo, making every day a better day.
That's a wrap, Scotty. Let's break for lunch, guys.
All right, it's boat time.
Cajun filet sandwich.
Right here.
Hey, I had a Cajun filet sandwich.
Hey, relax, man. We got more. Smoked sausage biscuit.
That's me.
But you have a Cajun filet sandwich.
So what's your point?
Man, you can't have breakfast and lunch together. That doesn't work.
Works for me. I call it brunch.
Head to Bojangles and try our seasoned hickory-flavored smoked sausage on a made-from-scratch biscuit for just 99 cents. Bojangles, it's boat time.
Sodexo, a world leader in food and facilities management services. Sodexo proudly serves Tusculum College and supports Pioneer football. Sodexo, making every day a better day. Andrew Johnson Bank was founded on conservative banking principles. Over the last 30 years, they have steadily built their balance sheet and increased capital by following prudent lending principles and avoiding risky investments. In uncertain times, you can continue to count on Andrew Johnson Bank, your locally owned community bank. A strong heritage, a stronger future. Andrew Johnson Bank, member FDIC. Creekside Market has 3 locations in southern Greene County to serve, so while you're traveling to or from any game, stop by and pick up a Hunt Brothers Pizza for those football Friday nights or Saturday afternoons. Creekside Market just off the 107, locations on the Asheville Highway, Camp Creek, and the Irwin Highway. Creekside Markets in Greene County. We'll go back into Pioneer Field. Let's give you some of the numbers where the Pioneers, as you see, lead at 15-4 here at halftime. A big first quarter for David Fernandez. All 5 of his goals scored in that quarter. He leads the scoring column with 5. Kellen Asmunson has 2. Ben Boyd has a goal. Jake Timerson, Ross Parsons, Sean Gilbane, Stephen Ramondi, Timothy Drumtra, Darren Wilson, Benjamin Thompson, all with 1. Ben Boyd with 2 assists officially. Kellen Asmunson with 1. Mitch Chapman, Sean Gilbane, Ross Parsons, Jake Smith, and Jack Timerson, each with 1 on the day. For Alderson Broaddus, their goals are scored by Nick Williams, Joe Ravenel, Joel Hicks, and Isaiah Sager, and that's all one-on-one. No assist awarded in this opening half of play. Alderson Broaddus, 15 ground balls picked up, led by Josh Jekyll with 4, Anthony Diario with 3. Tusculum with 23 picked up. Thomas Loudon has 4, Ross Parsons and Jake Smith, each with 3. Alderson Broaddus caused just 2 turnovers. The Pioneers forced 8, Tyler Schaefer forcing 2. Tusculum out shooting Alderson Broaddus 40-13 in this opening half, and they have put 21 of those 40 shots on goal. Alderson Broaddus, they are very effective. They're 13 shots, 9 of them on goal, which means that the saves John Perucci has faced 9 and has given up 5 goals, 13 shots, and 9 of them on goal. He does have the 5 saves and has allowed the 4 goals, I should say. The Pioneers pretty decent on clear, 7 of 9. Alderson Broaddus just 4 of 8. That's their problem today. The turnovers. Alderson Broaddus 15 turnovers in the half. Tusculum with just 7 in the opening half of play. The Pioneers, David Fernandez, a 5-goal first quarter, have put the Pioneers out to a 7-3 lead. Then the Pioneers outscoring Alderson Broaddus 8-1 in the second, lead at 15-4 here at halftime. Back with your second half right after this as you listen to Pioneer and watch Pioneer Lacrosse here on the Pioneer Sports Network.
That's a wrap, Scotty. Let's break for lunch, guys.
All right, it's boat time.
Cajun filet sandwich.
Right here.
Hey, I had a Cajun filet sandwich.
Hey, relax, man. We got more. Smoked sausage biscuit.
That's me.
But you have a Cajun filet sandwich.
So what's your point?
Man, you can't have breakfast and lunch together. That doesn't work.
Works for me. I call it brunch.
Head to Bojangles and try our seasoned hickory-flavored smoked sausage on a made-from-scratch biscuit for just 99 cents. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Creekside Market has 3 locations in southern Greene County to serve, so while you're traveling to or from any game, stop by and pick up a Hunt Brothers Pizza for those football Friday nights or Saturday afternoons. Creekside Market just off the 107, locations on the Asheville Highway, Camp Creek, and the Irwin Highway. Creekside Markets in Greene County. Welcome back into Pioneer Field. Tusculum wrapping up the lacrosse season. Other spring sports wrapping up their seasons include softball and baseball. They're participating in the Food Lion South Atlantic Conference tournaments today. We went 1-1. The Tusculum softball team picking up a 9-2 win against the host of the softball tournament, the Lincoln Memorial University Rail Splitters, in a 4-5 matchup. The Pioneer baseball team leading 7-5, go to the pin and late in the game and lose 8-7. So the Tusculum baseball team falling today in a double elimination in the Food Lion South Atlantic Conference tournament, but they fall 8-7. So unfortunate there for the Pioneer baseball team. They will await who they play tomorrow, I believe. That has not yet been decided. The Tusculum women will play the winner of the 1 versus 8. The 1, the LR Bears. So we welcome those, and we appreciate you tuning in despite the silliness that I talk about here during this game. The game of lacrosse, still new to me, still learning it. But the Pioneers who lead it 15-4 during the David Fernandez show in the first quarter. Lethco on the faceoff. It's going to be won by Alderson Broaddus, and this will be Jekyll who will take it into the offensive field and looking for the hookup with Isaiah Sager, and they can't hook up and turn it over. Really thought that Jekyll would just let that one fly on the shot attempt. He did not. So the Pioneers get it, and in that first possession of the game where they scored a goal, had a couple of shots, 3 shots, and then the goal happened, but they continued to stay in the offensive end. Ross Parsons being stick-checked as he'll take it into the he'll step out of bounds and turn the ball over. Nice bit of body check. The body check applied by the Battlers, and I believe that was Williams forcing that turnover. So Tusculum, who will watch the ball. Actually, it's a turnover. An unsettled situation as Ben Boyd lets one fly and rips the back. The back of the net rippled by Ben Boyd's fastball that is blown right by Josh McCullough. Boyd just lunging in the air, taking the pass attempt, getting the turnover, and then stopping from some 18 yards away and letting that one rip right by McCullough. And Ben Boyd has his second of the day. Pioneers put up their 16th goal here in this lacrosse game. Face-off is picked up. I believe that's going to be picked up by Damian Hall. Hall being chased by Asmundson will go back to the goalkeeper, McCullough. Alderson Broaddus, who's had some problems with clears, will have another problem as Lethco will pick off this pass. Fernandez to Timerson. Again, unsettled. Ben Boyd trying to get around the defender with a nice bit of stick handling. Can't do it. Losing the ball for just a moment. Keeping possession. We'll throw it back out to the point on the top, and this will be Sean Gilbane. Gilbane with the goal today. Out of State University, New York lets one fly, and Gilbane has his second of the day. Sean Gilbane blowing it. Well, I wouldn't say blowing it by, but putting it by. McCullough has his fourth of the season, his second of the day. And the Pioneers add to their lead. 17-4. Pioneers pouring it on offensively here against Alderson Broaddus. Broaddus looking for their first win of the year. The Pioneers are looking to end a 7-game slide. Look to be well on their way for that happening. Got a hold on the Pioneers, and so Alderson Broaddus will be awarded the ball. Into the offensive field, this will be Ravenel. Ravenel to Sager. Sager had it by stick checked away by Jake Smith and picked up by Mitch Chapman. Nice job defensively. Carrington lauding the play by this defense, just lauding. He smiling from ear to ear the way the defense has played this year. Was wanting that offense to step it up, and today they have. Looking for another chance right here, but I don't think Asmundson ready for the pass. Ben Boyd looking for Asmundson, and it goes through the stick and picked up on the turnover by the goalkeeper, McCullough. In the third, 12.5 to play. Pioneers leading 17-4. Heavy pressure by the Pioneers. Ben Boyd does stay onside. Ravenel will take it to the offensive field where he's being checked the entire way by Thomas Loudon. Now the Pioneers shoring up the defensive side. Eade. Behind the goal is Sager. Sager. Dangerous pass, nearly picked off. It's loose, and the long stick of Mitch Chapman taking it out of the air. Pioneers forced the turnover, looking for Jake Smith. Smith to the offensive end, trying to pick it up, does. Getting away from the pressure by the Battlers, and now Ben Boyd having problems with it. If he picks it up cleanly, he's got an easy shot on goal, or at least he's got a clear path. I don't know if that's always good or not. You'd like to have maybe a screen or something that would hide the ball from the goalkeeper. But either way, the way he is letting it fly, his last two shots for Boyd have not been picked up by McCullough as they have gone straight through. Joining the play is Darren Wilson. Ramondi from the right wing. Ramondi checked by Connor Abrams. Ramondi with the goal in the game. Looking on the quick attempt by Asmundson out front. Maybe getting a piece of it was the goalkeeper McCullough, and then unable to pick it up was Boyd. Boyd with the stick check, dislodging the ball, and the Pioneers' Ross Parsons will pick it up. Here's Ramondi from the point, from the top. Nice job for the Pioneers to get it back, forcing those turnovers. Oh, nice spin move by Ramondi. The shot is saved by McCullough. Still bouncing up in the air, and it's finally going to be gathered by Zach Remkus. Remkus behind the goal. Into McCullough's hands. And now taking it to the offensive field. So Alderson Broaddus trailing 17-4, taken into the offensive field by Joel Hicks. The offensive side, however you want to look at it. This is Eid from the left wing, watched by Raimondi. Eid working on Raimondi, looking for a shot attempt. Coming over to help was Lethco, leaving Ravenel open for a second, but there's your all-conference defender, Mitch Chapman, not allowing the shot to be let free by Ravenel. Back into the hands of Joel Hicks. Behind the goal is Williams, as Sager looking to give a screen, I would think, for Hicks. Hicks looks to attack, working on Parsons. Parsons with the stick check, still with the stick check. Parsons gets around and then blows right by to Perucci, and they're going to say no goal. He was in the crease. No goal, and that leads to a break on the clear for Raimondi. Quickly on an unsettled situation. Fernandez, quick pass to Ben Boyd. Now they get settled defensively, and a nice job. Nice job by Asmundsson, too. Realized he didn't really have a good angle. Now Gilbane joining the play. Stepping off will be Raimondi. Drumtra will join the offensive attack for the Pioneers as we go under 9 minutes here in the third. 2 more goals for Tusculum, and this pass not connected, and it's taken out of off the ground by Jacob Fleckstein. Losing it for a moment, Williams has it. Mitch Chapman with the stick check. Williams gets around Chapman. Shot is blocked by Perucci and will go out of play, chased down by Williams, who will pick up a new ball. 8:32 on the clock, 17-4 Tusculum. And a timeout will be asked for by Alderson Broaddus, it would appear.
Timeout, Tusculum.
Oh, pardon me, Tusculum, as it went out of play. So the Pioneers ask for the timeout. We'll take it as well and return right after this. 8:32 left in the third. Tusculum leading it by a score of 17-4. Andrew Johnson Bank was founded on conservative banking principles. Over the last 30 years, they have steadily built their balance sheet and increased capital by following prudent lending principles and avoiding risky investments. In uncertain times, you can continue to count on Andrew Johnson Bank, your locally owned community bank. A strong heritage, a stronger future. Andrew Johnson Bank, member FDIC. Sodexo, a world leader in food and facilities management services. Sodexo proudly serves Tusculum College and supports Pioneer football. Sodexo, making every day a better day. Sager out of the Tusculum timeout. With possession behind the goal. Jake Smith, stick check. Can't dislodge the ball. Now at the top is going to be Williams. He'll let this shot fly, and it will go by Ravenel out of play. As the Battlers with the most sustained pressure of the game right now here in the third. Being outshot 44-14. Of the 14 shots, they have put him on goal. 8 saves by Perucci. Under 8 to play here in the third. Turnover, yes. Ground ball picked up by the Pioneers, and a nice job in the back by Tusculum. Benjamin Thompson. Thompson, though, is stick checked loose of the ball. It's in the offensive field for the Pioneers and picked up. And on the sprint out, Fleckenstein will take it out of the defensive zone into the offensive field. Sager behind the goal. This is going to be Keir Young. Young goes with the little wraparound attempt, and it's going to be controlled by Perucci of the Pioneers. He'll look for the clear, but it's a bad pass. It's picked off, and right back on the attack and on the jump for the goal is Alderson Broaddus, and that one gets right by Perucci. He gave up the ball, and then Williams with the goal. Nicholas Williams with his second goal of the game, his 13th of the season, and Alderson Broaddus
goal by number 37.
with the goal. Williams comes up with the turnover as well. Perucci wanted to get the clear right away. He wanted to. It was a double clutch, and then on the pass attempt, didn't get enough air on the ball. Lethco on the face-off with that long stick will pick up the ball. Parsons, Boyd, shot, blocked, right back to Parsons. Parsons will pick it up. Has Lethco on the right. Lethco with that long stick, getting set to join the play will be Darren Wilson. Wilson comes in, Parsons, Boyd lets it fly, and this one will sail high of the goal. The coach Chris Lucas all the way out in the ear of Dean Rivkin on the field. Because it's not like basketball where when the coach runs all the way out to the foul line where it's a technical foul, apparently it's nothing here. I don't know what he was screaming about, but he was Rivkin talking to the goalkeeper as well. This is where my inexperience does not help me at all, understanding what was going on the field through the stoppage. Regardless, 6.5 to play in the third. It's 17-5, Tusculum. Darren Wilson from the top, wanting to just let it go. Ramondi, here's Parsons. Parsons will fake it to the top once and twice, and now give it up to Wilson. Boyd is behind the goal. Brad Sage is set up to the right, where Fernandez has been camping out much of the game. Ramondi gets the screen from Wilson, has some room, lets it fly, and bounces it over the goal. Brad Sage will pick up a new ball. Right at 6 minutes to play here in this third quarter. Wilson with it behind the net. Wilson hands it off to Ramondi with, Ben Boyd. No, he doesn't. Wilson keeps it and then can't get the shot away. Boyd faked me out as he took the fake shot. But Wilson who kept it. Then on the clear, Mitch Chapman knocking it away. DJ Evans, who is out there for the Pioneers. Haven't seen him at all in the first half. And now it's going to be picked up by Mitch Chapman, forcing the turnover. DJ Evans, just a freshman from the state of Tennessee, Memphis. Out of Briarcrest Christian. Stick checked, but Gilbane will safely take it into the offensive field for Tusculum. 5:10 left in the third. Tusculum leading it, as you see, 17-5. Out shooting Alderson Broaddus, 47-17. Shot, goal. Jake Timerson with that little submarine shot goes right under the stick of McCullough, and that'll prompt a goalie change. Timerson with his second of the game, his 10th of the year. And the Pioneers extend the lead. (18-5) Tusculum. Timerson will set up as a wing to this near side. Face off, picked up by Alderson Broaddus. Carrying it into the offensive field, Josh Jekyll gets free from his defense. Unsettled situation, and this shot is in the pocket a little too long. That one missed wide of the goal. He probably didn't see it. That almost was left of the crease. Ravenel behind the goal. To the top, And missing from the far side, or his near side, on the left of the goal. Picked up by Richardson. 7 shots for Timerson in the game. An assist, or pardon me, 2 goals and an assist in the game for Timerson. Richardson will get around Chapman and get a shot away. Perucci with the nice save. Led junior college in saves a year ago. And on the clear out, on the fake dink pass by Timerson, now we'll go to Chapman. Chapman will fake a shot with that long stick and then let one fly. It hits the crossbar for the second time. Gilbane going to keep it in the offensive end. He tried to shovel pass it, and it was knocked free. From behind, the ball is knocked out of play, and it's last off of Alderson Broaddus. This will be Ben Boyd. Nice job by both Smith and Ben Boyd. Good stick handling by Boyd to get away from the long stick of Damian Hall. Gilbane. Drumtrip has a goal in this game. Timerson working on Connor Abrams. Body check, stick check. Timerson still with it. Lets one fly and scoots this one under the stick of Brad Sage. It will go out of play, and it'll be scooped up by the Pioneers. Under 3 left here in this third quarter. Tusculum leading 18-5. Timerson with it, worked on by Abrams. He'll let this one fly. This one sneaks through. Gets by Andrew Fox, the new goalkeeper. And Jack Timerson with his 3rd of the game.
On your goal with number 92, Jack Timerson.
On 44 shots this year, Timerson had just 8 goals. Now on his 9th shot attempt, his 3rd goal of the game. And the Pioneers extending the lead, 19-5. Face-off, Thomas Loudon working against Jekyll, and Jekyll goes down, losing it. Pioneers surround him. The ball is still on the ground. Jekyll right there with it. Body checked a couple of times. They're going to get a flag for a trip. The ball is still loose, and now it's swatted to Jake Smith and finally picked up by the Pioneers on a delay call. Smith with the shot and the goal. Got that one right by Andrew Fox. Jake Smith taking it in and scoring. His 2nd goal of the year, his 1st of the day. And a tripping penalty to boot.
On your goal, number 1, Jake Smith.
5th goal of the quarter. Tusculum outscoring Alderson Broaddus in the quarter 5-1. Had an 8-1 second quarter. Well, a long drive from Philippi, West Virginia for Alderson Broaddus University. And right now, a tough outcome for a team that has not won this year. Loudon in the face-off circle along with Josh Gray. Boy, these have been some interesting scrums. And then a little bit of an excessive body check. But the ball is going to be awarded to Alderson Broaddus. Hicks working on Albertson. Albertson forces the loose ball. Long stick of Jake Smith is picked up by Jake Smith on another ground ball. Had 41 of those coming into today. And then Jake Smith is knocked free of the ball and then knocked out of play by Joel Hicks. And the Battlers get possession back. Tusculum a bit unsettled. Now they organize defensively. Williams from the top. Back to the right is Hicks. Behind the goal with Sager. And now he'll switch places as Hicks will carry the ball behind the goal. On the no-look shot attempt, it will go out of play and stay for Alderson Broaddus, and we may have an injury. Hicks, who almost tried that over-the-shoulder no-look shot, may have injured himself when he tried to plant. I'm not sure if this could be an upper body situation, lower body situation. Either way, it was on the shot. As soon as he took it, he went down. He may have taken a shot from Thomas Loudon, who was defending as well. Injury timeout, we'll take it and return with the Pioneers controlling this one here from Pioneer Field. Tusculum leading Alderson Broaddus a score of 20-5. A minute and a half left here in this third quarter.
That's a wrap, Scotty. Let's break for lunch, guys.
All right, it's bow time.
Cajun filet sandwich.
Right here.
Hey, I had a Cajun filet sandwich.
Hey, relax, man. We got more. Smoked sausage biscuit.
That's me.
But you have a Cajun filet sandwich.
So what's your point?
Man, you can't have breakfast and lunch together. That doesn't work.
Works for me. I call it brunch.
Head to Bojangles and try our seasoned hickory-flavored smoked sausage on a made-from-scratch biscuit for just 99 cents. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Sodexo, a world leader in food and facilities management services. Sodexo proudly serves Tusculum College and supports Pioneer football. Sodexo, making every day a better day. Andrew Johnson Bank was founded on conservative banking principles. Over the last 30 years, they have steadily built their balance sheet and increased capital by following prudent lending principles and avoiding risky investments. In uncertain times, you can continue to count on Andrew Johnson Bank, your locally owned community bank. A strong heritage, a stronger future. Andrew Johnson Bank, member FDIC. Back at Pioneer Field, where the injury to Hicks is to be helped off the field. Tusculum leading at 20-5, a minute 15 left here in the third. The Battlers with possession. Here's Williams. Fakes the pass. Does not get around Tyler Schaefer, who forces the turnover. Oh, they're going to call a penalty. They're going to call a trip on Schaefer, it would appear. Pioneers will go a man down.
Personal penalty number 42, Tyler Schaefer, 30 seconds for a hold.
Instead of a trip, we'll say a hold. Ravenel out there with Kier Young, a couple of the offensive juggernauts on this team. And I do mean juggernaut when I mention Kier Young. That's a big old boy, 6'5", out of British Columbia. 7 goals, 5 assists coming into today, looking for his first goal. Ravenel had a goal to cut it to 3-2 in the first quarter, and the Pioneers scored the final 4 of the first to lead 7-3, led by David Fernandez, who's been quiet, but we haven't seen a lot of Fernandez out there in the game after the Pioneers have built the big lead. Man-up advantage, and the ball, oh, wow. Looked as if Perucci was out from the goal rather quickly. May have awarded possession, but he did not. Shot attempt went to the near side and wide. Here's Young, Abrams, Ravenel. Good ball movement, and Ravenel with the shot attempt will go out of play. And Sager is back there. 5 seconds on the penalty. Young. And another flag flies. Delay call. And DJ Evans will touch it up. And so the Pioneers, who just came off the man down, will go a man down once again. Back on comes Tyler Schaefer, and off goes Coogan Lethco.
Personal penalty number 5, Coogan Lethco, 1 minute for slash.
This will be a minute. Pioneers' 4th penalty. Their first full minute penalty. Williams from behind the goal. Ravenel, point blank, blows this one by Perucci from the near side and wide of the mark, out of play, behind the goal, where it'll be picked up by Williams. Williams to the top. Perucci got the save. So John Perucci, nice save as Williams was right in front. right at the top of the crease and was able to make the save. DJ Evans. Perucci. End of the third. So at the end of the third, the Tusculum Pioneers with the big advantage, leading it by 15. It's Tusculum 20, Alderson Broaddus 5. Pioneer Lacrosse continues after this here on the Pioneer Sports Network.
That's a wrap, Scotty. Let's break for lunch, guys.
All right, it's bow time.
Cajun filet sandwich.
Right here.
Hey, I had a Cajun filet sandwich.
Hey, relax, man. We got more. Smoked sausage biscuit.
That's me.
But you have a Cajun filet sandwich.
So what's your point?
Man, you can't have breakfast and lunch together. That doesn't work.
Works for me. I call it brunch.
Head to Bojangles and try our seasoned hickory-flavored smoked sausage on a made-from-scratch biscuit for just 99 cents. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Creekside Market has 3 locations in southern Greene County to serve. So while you're traveling to or from any game, stop by and pick up a Hunt Brothers pizza for those football Friday nights or Saturday afternoons. Creekside Market just off the 107. Locations on the Asheville Highway, Camp Creek, and the Irwin Highway. Creekside Markets in Greene County. Welcome back into Pioneer Field. The Tusculum Pioneers lead at 20-5. This weekend, big weekend here at Tusculum. The Old Oak Festival is taking place tomorrow and on Saturday and Sunday. And Saturday here at Pioneer Field is the Tusculum football spring game. Absolutely free for anyone who would like to attend, beginning at 2 o'clock this Saturday, to the Tusculum football spring game. 28 seconds remains on the man advantage for Alderson Broaddus, the Pioneers, who have possession, however, after the save by John Perucci, who has been lifted from goal, and the Pioneers turn it over. In goal for Tusculum here in this fourth quarter is Schoenig, and a timeout has been asked for. So we'll quickly take that timeout as well and return to Pioneer Field right after this. 5 seconds into the fourth, Tusculum leads 20-5. Andrew Johnson Bank was founded on conservative banking principles. Over the last 30 years, they have steadily built their balance sheet and increased capital by following prudent lending principles and avoiding risky investments. In uncertain times, you can continue to count on Andrew Johnson Bank, your locally owned community bank. A strong heritage, a stronger future. Andrew Johnson Bank, member FDIC. Sodexo, a world leader in food and facilities management services. Sodexo proudly serves Tusculum College and supports Pioneer football. Sodexo, making every day a better day. Out of the timeout, a shot attempt that sails wide of the target. So Alderson Broaddus on the attack, 9 seconds on the penalty for the Pioneers. Back-to-back penalties, and this shot, and Schoenig had this one go under his stick, but wide of the target. 2 seconds on the penalty. Tusculum outscoring Alderson Broaddus 5-1 in that third quarter. Here in the fourth. near turnover, as it'll be picked up by Ravenel, and the penalty is over. So even strength. Tusculum leading at 20-5. Fernandez still with 5 goals, leading all. Jack Timerson with 3, and Ben Boyd has 2. Abrams to the top, and there's Young with the goal. Nice ball movement from the back of the goal to Keir Young, and Young has his 8th goal of the year.
Alderson Broaddus goal number 44, Keir Young.
Nice bit of movement off the ball as well. And the Pioneers got a little bit off guard from behind the goal. As we start the 4th quarter, Alderson Broaddus is back on the board. 20-6, Tusculum leading the Battlers. Loudon on the faceoff for the Pioneers, along with Josh Gray. Gray won it, but it's stick checked away by Loudon, who will carry it into the offensive field for the Pioneers. Body checked by Eade. Pioneers will set up. Sage. Fernandez is back out there for Tusculum. Didn't see much action in the 3rd. Neither did Ramondi, who's out there, who actually Ben Boyd, who has it from behind the goal. Didn't see a whole lot of Boyd either. Ross Parsons with Wilson. This is Boyd. Boyd to Parsons. Parsons will back up from the left side near the point. Nice move away from Gray. He'll fake the pass to the center, and his stick check. Ball is loose, still loose. Body check. Gray can't pick it up. The ball is in the crease, and the shot attempt is high of the mark. And I think it may have been Parsons who got that shot attempt, or Sage. I think Brad Sage picked it up and scooped it up just high of the mark, and Alderson Broaddus avoiding that. Well, the Pioneers have been able to put together a nice bit of work offensively. Shots per game, Tusculum getting just about 35 on the regular season, just 28 shots per game in league play. And it looks as if Brad Sage is going to force the turnover. He does. On the connection from Andrew Fox, the goalkeeper. Now an unsettled situation, and Sage was square in front of the goal. And this one has Boyd looking for Sage right in front, or the left side of the crease. It goes high of the stick and out of play. Alderson Broaddus gets it right back. Pioneers with 54 shots today. So think about, what they have done during the regular season, averaging just 35 shots a game. He had 54 so far today. Now call it 55. And missing long pass picked up by Schoenig. Schoenig is then checked by Eade, and the penalty is coming. Delay call against Alderson Broaddus. Gilbane into the offensive field to Mitch Chapman. Chapman, that long stick, gives it back to Gilbane. Nice bit of stick work by Chapman and Gilbane. And Gilbane brings it back. Here's Timerson. Under 12 left in the game, and the season for the Pioneers. Alderson Broaddus still with the game to play. They'll have to go to St. Charles, Missouri. Been there. Looking for Chapman. Chapman. And the ball is finally touched up by the Battlers, and the penalty will be enforced now on the body check. A little excessive on the goalkeeper Schoenig from Eade. So the Pioneers will keep possession. Food Line South Atlantic Conference Lacrosse Tournament was won by Queens by the slimmest of margins against Lenore-Rhyne. Queens defeated Coker 13-5 in the semifinals. Lenore-Rhyne beat Mars Hill 15-6, and then Queens knocked off Lenore-Rhyne 11-10 in the finals from Charlotte. Pioneers with the man-up advantage for a minute, and losing possession are the Pioneers. We're to be picked up. Wilson losing possession. And now Alderson Broaddus, a man down, will take it into the offensive field. This will be Jake Jekyll, and he's body checked. The ball is loose. Mitch Chapman had a chance to pick it up, couldn't do it. Another opportunity for the Pioneers to pick it up, not done by Schaefer, and Ravenel will pick it up. Still a man down with 20 seconds. Oh, and a man-down goal is scored by Williams. Ravenel goes over Schoenig, and a nice job by Williams staying out of the crease, and a quick stick just basically put it in the pocket and scored the goal. And Alderson Broaddus makes it 20-7.
Williams, number 22, Joe Ravenel.
Williams' third of the game. Ravenel with the assist, and it's 20-7. Ravenel went behind the goal left side and then lofted a high pass right side of the crease where Williams went airborne, catches it before he comes down, put the shot up just before Schoenig could turn and locate the ball. 13 seconds on the man up for the Pioneers. And the ball is raked to the offensive field for Alderson Broaddus, and a nice job by Gray. And then this ball is raked near midfield and picked up by Lethco for the Pioneers as the penalty is over. And the ball is dislodged. Nice job by Damian Hall on the stick check. But another penalty on the play. Looking, and the ball is touched up by Alderson Broaddus, and the penalty going against the Battlers. .10:18 left in this game.
Broaddus penalty number 6, Damian Hall, 1 minute for slash.
And Damian Hall whistled for a slash, so that's another 1 minute penalty. It'll be the fourth penalty against Alderson Broaddus in the game. Chapman. Asmundson out there with Wilson and Fernandez. Wilson. Fernandez just missing the goal. Nice ball control, nice ball movement by the Pioneers, and the ball out of play, but the Pioneers keep possession. Boyd. Chapman. Timerson off the post. It'll deflect all the way out of play, and they'll say that Alderson Broaddus has possession. 24 seconds on the man up. Anthony Diaria will throw it back to his goalkeeper, Andrew Fox, in relief of Josh McCullough. Fox came in, the first two shots he saw him whiz by his stick into the goal. Jake Smith comes up with the ground ball on the Pioneers with 5 seconds on the man up. Mitch Chapman, Asmundson, easy goal. Kellen Asmundson's third of the game, and Chapman sees him. 21st goal of the year for Kellen Asmundson. And the Pioneers get their 21st goal of the game.
Pioneer goal by number 91, Kellen Asmundson. Assist number 77, Mitch Chapman.
(21-7). Pioneers school record, 23 goals in a game. Still with 9 minutes and 20 seconds to play in this one. Face-off, raked into the offensive end. Still loose. Lethco on that long stick. That's tough for him, and so it's stick checked away. And Alderson Broaddus will control it. And then the turnover as they look for the long clear went out of play. Into the game for the Pioneers, Matthew Hoffman, the freshman from Brewster, New York. And he is body checked heavily as he is hit by Jekyll, who's also grimacing in pain. Pioneers will have a man-up advantage once again for likely unnecessary roughness. I don't know if he meant to do it, but I can tell you right now, Jekyll is hurt as well. He'll limp off the field and have to serve the penalty. Pioneers with the football score lead, 21-7. The spring football game is here Saturday, 2 o'clock here at Pioneer Field. Free admission. as the first play will begin approximately 2 o'clock.
Alderson Broaddus penalty number 41, Josh Jekyll, 30 seconds for interference.
Coach Carrington not happy with the 30-second call. Still upset. Boy, he's fighting to the very end, isn't he? Flying through is Ben Boyd. Nice look from Wilson, and Ben Boyd slicing through the defense for his third goal of the game. Mattered very little whether it was a minute or a 30-second penalty. Ben Boyd from Darren Wilson. 22-7. You're getting a lot of new faces out there. Ryan Hill, who has played in the game, the freshman from Orlando. From the right wing, Loudon, and flinching on the faceoff was Gray. Pioneers awarded the faceoff. Ryan Hill will sprint off. Back out there, good to see he's okay. Matthew Hoffman, he took that hit. He'll give it up to Wilson. Wilson on the assist on the last goal for the Pioneers. Still with the ball. Oh, a nice shot and a goal. Is that Boyd? Ben Boyd for the Pioneers from Darren Wilson. I don't know how Wilson saw it. Boyd submarines the shot right by Andrew Fox, and Ben Boyd has 4. Boyd's 26th of the year, team leader in points coming in. And the Wilson-Boyd hookup, consecutive possessions for the Pioneers. 23-7 Tusculum. 8:04 left in the season for the Pioneers, looking to end this 7-game slide, well on their way of doing that. Gray battling with Loudon for the faceoff. And it'll be awarded to the Battlers of Alderson Broaddus. Shannon Richardson with it. Into the offensive field. The Battlers, I played in the offensive field much here in this fourth quarter as we've played half of the fourth quarter. Here's Ravenel. Ravenel with an assist in the quarter. And he's stick check free of the ball. Able to recover and locate it. Another penalty. Ravenel body checked. Keir Young with the body check. Boy, he's a big kid to body check. And the ball picked up, touched up by the Pioneers. But the penalty, I think it'll be on a slash. And it may go against Ryan Hill.
Tusculum penalty number 88, Ryan Hill, 1 minute for slash.
So a 1-minute penalty on Ryan Hill. 5th penalty now of the game. 5 penalties apiece. 4 minutes for Alderson Broaddus. This will be 3.5 minutes for the Pioneers. From the point, Ravenel will walk in, take a shot. Schoenig with the save, and the ball will carry him right back out to Ravenel by DJ Evans. Ravenel into the hands, or the stick, of Sager. Eade. Williams will fake the pass. Now go to Ravenel from the point. Quick shot by Connor Abrams. Saved from going out of play by Sager. Locates it. Williams will let one fly, and this one sails over the top of the goal. Picked up from behind the goal by Sager. 6:45 left. 20 seconds on the man-up advantage for the Battlers. Williams, Abrams lets one fly, and this one high of the goal. 12 seconds on the advantage. Sager to Eade, cutting through as Abrams tried the quick stick, and it's saved by Schoenig, and he'll possess it. Schoenig in his 6th game this year has played well coming in. Pioneers get the clear and have it in the offensive field. And then it's stick checked away to Ravenel. Ross Parsons had it stick checked away, and Ravenel on the break. An unsettled situation as we're now even. DJ Evans back on the field. Ravenel working on Parsons, will turn and shoot. Schoenig with the save. Quick out to Raimondi. Raimondi will take it across midfield into the offensive field around Eade. Raimondi to the point. Chapman knocked free of the ball and then took a pretty good body check. And Chapman, a pretty good big guy to knock down. And Chapman has that headgear knocked sideways off his head. The officials blow it dead and will award the Battlers the ball with 5.5 left. 23-7 Tusculum. Impressive showing, 61 shots today for Tusculum. Equaling a school record 23 goals. They scored 23 against Lees McRae back on February 19th in the home opener. So in the home finale, put up 23 more goals here for the faithful. Wrapping up the spring sports season, wrapping up the sports season all told. The sports banquet will be Monday night here on campus. For those of you who would like to check out the Pioneer football spring game Saturday at 2 o'clock, it will also be video streamed right back here on the Pioneer webpage at TusculumPioneers.com. 5:10 left. Pioneers look for the clear after the save by Schoenig. Running it into the offensive field is Matthew Hoffman. Hoffman will run it behind the goal. Brad Sage is back there. Opposite side is Asmundson. Asmundson will carry it in front of the goal on the left side in the offensive field. He still has it. He'll fake that pass and then back it out on the left wing. Or under 5 left in the game. The Pioneers making some changes. Darren Wilson is out there. Out there on the offensive end, Justin Albertson as well. Raimondi to the point, straight away, middle of the field. Albertson on that long stick was looking for Fernandez, looking for the shot attempt, and it will be awarded to the Pioneers as Fernandez quick to get back there. Albertson was looking for the shot. Now Albertson will come off. I believe Ross Parsons will come in. We approach 4 left. Raimondi from this right wing. And now in the offensive field. Asmundson behind the goal. Fakes the pass, looking to the top, and now Raimondi around the crease from the back to the top. The shot, good. Stephen Raimondi with the goal. Boy, he does a lot of things. He stick handles it well. And his second goal of the game for Stephen Raimondi, sliding it right by Andrew Box. And the Pioneers have taken a 24-7 lead. Four more goals here in this fourth and a new school record for goals scored in a game for the Pioneers. The faceoff is raked to the Pioneer defensive end, running in from the wing to attempt to pick it up. Diaria couldn't do it with that long stick. Loudon eventually does pick it up, needs some help, and will go backwards to Schaefer. Schoenig back to Schaefer. Nice job on the clear by the Pioneers. Not quite yet, but they'll throw it up to DJ Evans. DJ Evans to the offensive field. Evans with that long stick as well. Handling it. Evans looking for help. He'll throw it to the middle of the field, picked up there by Sean Gilbane, and Evans will retreat to the defensive side. Gilbane will give it up, and this is Timerson back on the field for the first time here in the fourth. Under 3 left in the game. Back on is Drumtra as well, as off the field, Benjamin Thompson. Benjamin Thompson with the goal today. Timerson finds a little daylight, lets one fly, but misses the target wide to the left side. And back there to pick up a new ball is Brad Sage. To run a long way. They didn't have any balls set up on the inline back there. 2.5 left in the game. Coming up at the conclusion of our game broadcast. Stick around as the head coach, Richard Carrington, will join us. Here high atop Pioneer Field. Ball is checked free, and then ground ball picked up by Alderson Broaddus. And on the sprint into the front court, Jake Kell was injured, and now he's going to drop the ball. Picked up by Jake Smith. Another defensive great game by Jake Smith. Up ahead to Alderson. Alderson to the offensive field. Straight up is Timerson. Fernandez, top of the goal is Sage. Loose ball after the save, and the shot good. The goal, I believe, is Asmussen's. As Sage took the shot, it was saved by Fox. And then right there, right spot, right time, Kellen Asmussen with his 4th of the game. And the Pioneers extend the lead to 25-7. A minute 57 left in the game as Pioneers with their best offensive game. Shots, goals, defense. They do have 21 turnovers. I think that Coach Carrington wouldn't necessarily be happy about that, but I'm sure he'll have a lot of good things to say at the end as Jake Smith forces another turnover and the ground ball picked up by the Pioneers. That's into the hands of Thomas Loudon. The hands, I should say, into the stick, the pocket. Do a nice body check, but staying right with it for the Pioneers is Matthew Hoffman. Hoffman will take it to the offensive field. A minute and a half left. Albertson stays out there on that offensive end. I'm sure he'd like to get a goal. The lone senior on the inaugural Pioneer lacrosse team, but he won't get the shot. No, he's going to stay out there now. Albertson from the top. He'll get the shot away. Saved by Fox. Still loose behind the goal, and it's picked up by the Alderson Broaddus Battlers. Now Fox with the long clear attempt, and that one's going to be picked off. Oh, they're going to say offsides on Timerson. Timerson, who was offsides, didn't get back onto that offensive end in time. And so carrying it into the front, loose ball. Jake Smith had a chance to pick it up, and he does, away from Sager with 45 seconds left in the game. Pioneers leading at 25-7. Albertson, again with that long stick. He'll go backwards to DJ Evans. Yeah, they're going to say too many men. So offsides as DJ Evans carried it offsides, and so Alderson Broaddus with it. High pass for Ravenel is loose. Ravenel runs into his own man, Williams, but picks up the ball somehow. Fights through 2 defenders, still stick handling it. It's still loose, and now it's going to be picked up by Schoenig in the goal with 16 seconds left. Schaefer on the clear, on the break. Trying to get the defense unsettled. Last shot attempt likely for the Pioneers is taken by Sean Gilbane with 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and that'll be it. The Pioneers win. The Pioneers win. Tusculum will get the win by a final of 25-7, and a wonderful first quarter setting the tone by David Fernandez, who scored all five of his goals in that first quarter. Goals by Ben Boyd and Kellen Asmussen through the second half. They each scored 4, and the Pioneers, with their greatest offensive output in school history, get the win and end a 7-game slide, get their 5th win of the year. And Alderson Broaddus will look for their first win this season next week when they travel to St. Charles, Missouri. Stay tuned. Our conversation with the head coach, Richard Carrington, is coming up right after this, and our stat recap. The Tusculum Pioneers victorious against the Alderson Broaddus Battlers by a final score of 25-7. Pioneer Lacrosse watched right here on the Pioneer Sports Network.
That's a wrap, Scotty. Let's break for lunch, guys.
All right, it's boat time.
Cajun filet sandwich.
Right here.
Hey, I had a Cajun filet sandwich.
Hey, relax, man. We got more. Smoked sausage biscuit.
That's me.
But you have a Cajun filet sandwich.
So what's your point?
Man, you can't have breakfast and lunch together. That doesn't work.
Works for me. I call it brunch.
Head to Bojangles and try our seasoned hickory-flavored smoked sausage on a made-from-scratch biscuit for just 99 cents. Bojangles, it's Bo time.
Sodexo, a world leader in food and facilities management services. Sodexo proudly serves Tusculum College and supports Pioneer football. Sodexo, making every day a better day. Andrew Johnson Bank was founded on conservative banking principles. Over the last 30 years, they have steadily built their balance sheet and increased capital by following prudent lending principles and avoiding risky investments. In uncertain times, you can continue to count on Andrew Johnson Bank, your locally owned community bank. A strong heritage, a stronger future. Andrew Johnson Bank, member FDIC. Creekside Market has 3 locations in southern Greene County to serve, so while you're traveling to or from any game, stop by and pick up a Hunt Brothers pizza for those football Friday nights or Saturday afternoons. Creekside Market just off the 107, locations on the Asheville Highway, Camp Creek, and the Irwin Highway. Creekside Markets in Greene County. Welcoming you back into Pioneer Field, where the Tusculum Pioneers win it by a final score of 25-7. As we look over some of the numbers, Pioneers, 7 goals in that first quarter, 5 of them from David Fernandez, 8 in the second quarter, distancing themselves from this Alderson Broaddus Battlers team. 5 in the third, 5 in the fourth, and Tusculum led tonight by David Fernandez's 5 goals. For Fernandez now on the season, that'll give him 15 goals. 4 goals apiece from Ben Boyd and Kellen Asmundson, the 2 leading goal scorers on this team and point getters, as Kellen Asmundson with 22 goals, Ben Boyd now with 26 on the year for the Pioneers. Sean Gilbane scored a couple of goals, 4 on the year. Stephen Raimondi, 2 goals on the game. A goal apiece from Darren Wilson, Ross Parsons, Jake Smith, Timothy Drumtra, and Benjamin Thompson. Assists from Kellen Asmundson. He picked up 2 assists. Ben Boyd with 2. Mitch Chapman also with 2, Darren Wilson with 2, Sean Gilbane, Ross Parsons, Jake Smith, and Jack Timerson, each with an assist today. For Alderson Broaddus, they get goals from Nick Williams, 3 of them, Joe Ravenel with a goal, Kier Young with a goal, Joel Hicks with 1, and Isaiah Sager, and assists from Connor Abrams and Joe Ravenel, each with 1. 43 ground balls picked up, led by Josh Jekyll with 9, Anthony Diaria with 5. And for the Pioneers, 52 ground balls picked up. Jake Smith picked up 9 of them. Thomas Loudon picked up 7. Coogan Lethco and Ross Parsons each with 5. The Pioneers forced 18 turnovers. Ben Boyd, Jake Smith each with 3 caused. And Alderson Broaddus caused 9. Anthony Diaria and Joel Hicks each with 2. Tusculum out shooting Alderson Broaddus 68-35. And shots on goal, Tusculum 37 and Alderson Broaddus with 18. Tusculum just 22 turnovers today. Alderson Broaddus with 35 in the game. As Eddie Schoenig played the fourth quarter, faced 5 shots with the 3 saves. John Perucci through the first 3 in this game, faced 13 shots, saved 8 for the Pioneers. The head man himself, Richard Carrington, when we return right after this, as the Pioneers knock off Alderson Broaddus by a final of 25-7.
That's a wrap, Scotty. Let's break for lunch, guys.
All right, it's Bo time.
Cajun filet sandwich.
Right here.
Hey, I had a Cajun filet sandwich.
Hey, relax, man. We got more. Smoked sausage biscuit.
That's me.
But you have a Cajun filet sandwich.
So what's your point?
Man, you can't have breakfast and lunch together. That doesn't work.
Works for me. I call it brunch.
Head to Bojangles and try our seasoned hickory-flavored smoked sausage on a made-from-scratch biscuit for just 99 cents. Bojangles, it's Bo time.
Creekside Market has 3 locations in southern Greene County to serve. So while you're traveling to or from any game, stop by and pick up a Hunt Brothers pizza for those football Friday nights or Saturday afternoons. Creekside Market just off the 107. Locations on the Asheville Highway, Camp Creek, and the Irwin Highway. Creekside Markets in Greene County. Welcome you back into Pioneer Field as the Tusculum Pioneers in this slide at the end of the year get their 5th win in the inaugural season by a final of 25-7 against Alderson Broaddus, joined by the director of lacrosse here at Tusculum, the head coach of the Tusculum men's lacrosse team, Richard Carrington. And Coach, you talked to me before the game. You said, actually just a couple of weeks ago, we'd like to see our shots go up. We'd like to see us get more shots in a game. Of course, if we're possessing it offensively, then we're relieving a lot of pressure defensively. That was kind of the word that I got before this game. Everything fell into place today against Alderson Broaddus, and it started with that very first offensive possession.
Brian, I think that it starts really with the kind of intensity our group came in with here today. This even from warm-ups on, I've never really seen them that keyed up, and I think a lot of it had to do with the whole purpose of today's game, and that was to really give back and raise some funds from the Wounded Warrior Project. It's such a great charity, and again, without the troops over there, defending our freedom and allowing us to do what we were able to do on an everyday basis, I don't know where we'd be. So that really got the guys fired up that they were going to be raising money for that cause, and it directly correlated to our execution today. So shots, and ended with 68 today, which is that's 68 shots for anybody against any team on any given day is a great day as far as the shot amount. So they certainly listened to that piece. We were able to possess the ball as we talked about. Even the turnovers that we had, I really off the top of my head can only remember about 2 or 3 careless turnovers where those just can't happen. But a lot of our turnovers today were turnovers trying to make plays, and we're always okay with that.
Today you got off to the start. I think you wanted from some goal scorers that you brought in this year to be goal scorers. David Fernandez was awesome in that first quarter.
Yeah, the big fella went to work today. Today was a day representative of basically of why we recruited him here, because we know if his hands are free above goal line extended, he's going to finish, and he was able to do that consistently today. Just had great hands in tight, great finishes. Today is what we expect out of him a whole lot more next year.
And good ball movement for this team today as well. Multiple assists today. I haven't seen that. Of course, I just read the stats for a lot of the other games, and we're getting a lot of one-on-one goals, it would look like. Today we really shared the ball nicely, and I like toward the end there, I believe it was Asmundson and Boyd. Those two guys had a couple of nice connections. Wilson, a couple of nice connections. Everything seemed to work with what you were doing. Was there anything you were disappointed with in the offensive end today?
On the offensive end, I think that there were a few shots. Obviously we had a lot of shots today, but I think some of our shots, could have been better placed. But again, when you put up the amount of goals we put up today, it's really tough to complain. So not a whole lot of complaints today offensively. It was, we've won big like this before early in the season, but we didn't win executing like the way we did today. Today we went in with a game plan. We told the guys that we had a few things that we definitely want to key in on, and they did that. They did exactly what we asked for them. And the tempo was great, the ball movement was great. Looking for that extra pass, getting the easy shots as opposed to settling for the outside shots. Today's execution was by far the best of the season.
If I'm not mistaken, some first goals this year: Benjamin Thompson, maybe even Ross Parsons, Jake Smith, who's been great for you defensively, gets on the board. Timothy Drumtra, some guys who getting on the board. Gilbane, who had 2 goals coming in, doubles up today with a couple of goals. You had a lot of guys executing offensively today from that bench.
And this is what we've really been telling the guys all year. With our offense and the way that it's kind of designed, it's not designed to have a key player or a top guy. Our offense is designed to get the ball around, find the matchups that are going to be best suited for us, and to go to work and look to draw the slide and look to make the extra pass. And again, today they did that. Ben Thompson, he's a great story. He's a guy who missed all of fall. Injured his hand, so he's out with a broken hand all fall. Came back as really a long stick midi for us in the spring, and really it's only been like the last 2 weeks that we transitioned him to a defensive midfield position, and he's really taken to that. And we're very excited about his potential at that position moving forward. And I'm glad he was rewarded with all of his hard work this season with a goal today. Jake Smith, he looked me dead in the eye and said, "Coach, I'm scoring today," and by God, he did. So he's done a great job for us all year, and very, very pumped to have Ross Parsons get a goal today. I mean, here's a guy that does all the right things on and off the field. Such a good kid. A guy that we're really going to rely on heavily moving forward. And he just really had to get that monkey off his back, and finally got one by the goal today. And I mean, you ask any coach in the conference, they'll tell you Ross is about as right-handed as Abraham Lincoln. I mean, that left hand is useless, and he scored left-handed today. Yeah. So, great job, from a lot of guys today, contributing guys that we really don't expect a lot out of a whole lot. And Tim Drumtra, we told him, dodge a score, have confidence in yourself, and he took it to the rack and got a lot of good shots and ended up with a goal today. And Sean Gilbane played the way that we expect him to play, throughout the season. So he did a phenomenal job for us today as well.
All right, a guy that I talked to before the game, Jack Timerson. Wonderful conversation that I had with him. Heavily disappointed on his offensive season, yet he ends with 3 goals today.
I mean, Jack Timerson, there's a reason why he led, the junior college league in goals last year, because he's a goal scorer. And, we've moved him around a little bit throughout the season, whether it be at attack or whether it be at midfield. So he's just kind of, finding his niche. But I think this the offense that we've played here over the course of the last 3 or 4 weeks or so, it really suits his game because he's able to get to the middle of the field. And from there, he is extremely dangerous. And today, we saw some confidence in his shooting that we haven't seen in a while. Really, he only took one questionable shot. The rest of his shots were great, changing planes on his shot. So, again, this is the type of play that we expect out of him.
All right, let's switch fields just a little bit to the defensive end, and I was a little bit worried. We built that 3-0 lead, and then all of a sudden they took, 4 shots, had 2 goals right away. When they were shooting, they were on goal, and they were going and getting by John Perucci. Was there any worry early in this game?
I mean, absolutely. I think that you always need to be worried when you're facing a team that have some very potent scores. Yeah. As we kind of discussed yesterday, he actually switched numbers on us. Big number 44, we knew that if his hands were free, he was going to hit the cage. He was able to get one off ball, finishing in the crease. Number 37, we anticipated him wearing number 1, but he wore number 37 today. He hurt us a lot. He was by far the fastest guy on the field. Was able to get to a strong hand for majority of the day, and killed us in transition and unsettled situations. I think he finished with 3 today. Mm-hmm. So certainly early on some worry, but our defense did a great job settling in, listening to the adjustments, and then John Perucci made some big saves for us as usual.
And you really caused a lot of turnovers. I haven't seen that many, but when you look at just the numbers of the caused turnovers, 18, it's a pretty high number. That means you're getting the stick check, you're getting the body check, you're lodging that ball, you're getting it free, and then you're picking up the ground ball, creating that unsettled situation the other way.
Yeah, I'm really not surprised with I guess the amount of takeaway opportunities that we had. I guess what I'm very pleased with is the fact that when we did get the ball on the ground, we were able to pick it up the first time and clear it up the first time, because that's something that's hindered us throughout the season, where we'll have tons of opportunities to get the ball on the ground, or we'll pick passes and then we'll botch the clear, or we'll miss on a couple of first time ground balls. Where today we picked those ground balls up cleanly, and we got a number of goals in transition, which was a point of emphasis for us going into this game.
Today, the numbers are staggering. You look at everything that's done, and you mentioned, you say, hey, we have a good chance to win. We finish on a very high note. I'm sure it would have been disappointing if we had gone down to the final wire and had to get that final shot or do something there. I think execution at an all-time high. How can this carry you forward?
I think that not only using this game, but really using some of our, I guess, 2 of our last 3 outings as a great example, that when the guys are focused throughout the week, total week of practice, when guys listen to the scouting reports and really absorb all that information, and come out and actually execute it, we're a pretty good team. Mm-hmm. When we kind of play as individuals and we're unsure about the scouting report, when we second guess some things, that's when things start to kind of unravel for us. So looking into next year, I think that certainly we need to improve our stick skills, improve our shooting in the off season. But I think again just coming into next fall with some confidence, knowing that we have a system in place for us to be successful, and we just have to kind of stick with it.
Outstanding, Coach. I've enjoyed it, and great win here tonight, and I look forward to many more in the future.
Oh, Ryan, thanks so much. Appreciate your help.
All right, thank you. It's Richard Carrington as the Tusculum Pioneers win it by a final of 25-7. We say so long. We thank Richard Carrington. We thank the Sports Information Office here at Tusculum College. Dom Donnelly, the Assistant Athletic Director of Media Relations, Jim Miller, here in the Sports Information Office as well, for all of their help for all season long. For Coach Carrington, I'm Brian Staten. We say good night from Pioneer Field.